Have you ever seen those races when someone ties their leg to someone else's leg and they run? They go as fast as they can across the finish line. However, as they run, they stumble. Sometimes they fall because having someone run the race with them makes it harder. They take a step this way, but the other person goes that way and they fall. The best way to win this race is to communicate with your partner. Involve them in the moves that you make. You have to stay in sync with them in order to run a better race. Now imagine that person that is tied to your leg is Jesus. If you choose to go left when he wants you to go right, you fall. So the best option is to communicate. Ask God if the direction you're going in is correct. Stay in sync with Jesus. If you choose to go your own way, in your own strength, in your own time, then you will stumble. Why? Because you aren't staying in constant communication with the only one who knows the way. This would be equivalent to driving to a place that you have never been before without a GPS. You would have no clue when to turn, where to turn, or even if you were going in the right direction, which means that you would get lost. The same thing goes for running your race without your leg tied to Jesus. You need to be moving in step with him, not out of step. Walk with him, not against him. How do you do that? By not jumping ahead without first including him in your plans. Asking him if you are going the right way and halting when he wants you to, even if it's not the answer that you were hoping for. In Proverbs 16:9, it says this: "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." Your heart may be planning your way, but it is the Lord who will direct and establish those plans. Remember that sometimes our heart can lead us astray. What I mean is that sometimes you may want something so bad that you are misguided on what you are to do next. But remember that God makes everything beautiful in its time, in his time, not yours. There is a time for everything, and sometimes his timing doesn't align with ours. I know that can be hard to hear, especially when you want something so bad. But we have to remember that it's not what we want, but what God wants. I love the saying that for every closed door, there is a better one on the way. Or for every no, there is a greater yes ahead. This is so true. When you see closed door after closed door, it's only leading you to a greater and a better yes. So take heart and know that even though things may look really grim at the moment, and even though it seems as if nothing is going your way, trust that God knows exactly what he is doing, and trust that he will lead you there in his time. Remember that Jesus is our GPS. If you try and do things in your own time, your own strength, and your own way, you will get lost. This not only wastes time and energy, but now you have to make your way back to where God wanted you in the first place, making that shorter route that you thought you took longer than it was actually meant to be. Let God lead you to the place that he is bringing you, and be patient in the waiting, even when it's hard. I guarantee that where God is leading you is way better than anywhere you could ever lead yourself. Thank you for listening, and remember to keep yourself tied to Jesus. Abide in him as he abides in you. Draw near to him as he draws near to you. And wherever he goes, you go. When he says no, you say no. If he says be still, then be still, knowing that he is God and you are not. Let God give you the coordinates as you follow him in obedience, knowing that wherever he is leading you is greater and far more fulfilling than anywhere you could ever lead yourself.